friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight. Mixing colors, day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, today we are going to do something with some giant playing cards. We're actually going to make a giant card with some giant playing cards, so why ever not? It's very difficult to play a game with these, you know. Poker. I don't know how to play poker, so don't even ask me. I know very little about card games. Snap, there we go, I can do that, and they don't snap, they don't match. Yeah, so we're going to play with some cards, I think, today. Not going to do a Make It Monday as such, so I'm not going to go through like how to make something. We're just going to make something together and see how we go. I don't have any particular ideas other than I knew I wanted to use a playing card. I did think about maybe cutting out a little bit of relief on this and then maybe back to life, back to reality. I think we might do that actually, so let's go for that first. So I think I'm going to cut out certainly this bit. I don't know if to leave the diamond in the sky with diamonds. Oh, there's a lot of music going on in my head, so yeah, so I think we're just going to do that. So I hope that's kind of like what you're expecting from today, and if it's not, then sorry, can't help there. I can only do what I can do. I know lots of people have said, oh, you've been making a lot of giant things, why don't you make a giant, tag? And I thought, well, we'll make a giant tag. But then I started playing with cards today, as in not playing cards, but playing with them to make things. And I thought, let's make a tag. Let's make a card first, because I have a bit of an idea that I want to see if it comes to fruition on Wednesday. So I've got something I've been toying with in my head. So it doesn't exist in the real world at the moment. Well, certainly not in my life it doesn't. For a kind of a pocket with a difference. And I thought, well, I need something to put in that pocket. And that's also going to be a giant thing. So I thought, well, let's make something that we can put in it. And whilst you could put a tag in it, what I've got in my mind, which could go horribly wrong, it would look better if it was just a card rather than a tag. I admit I'm not very good at cutting with a blade in a circular motion, but I can always come back and shape it off with a pair of scissors and in a fussy cutting sort of style, but we'll see whether that happens. So I'm kind of trying to stay on the blue line, so there's a slight blue edge to it all, but I might lose some of that, or I might have to come back and edit it, or whatever, however I feel. So, did that cut out? Not completely. What's missing? Oh, it's just a little bit still landlocked in a few areas. Let's see if I can just find that out, where it is. Yeah, so like I say, I can't play card games. And I don't know why I've just picked out some cards. I knew I wanted to pick, one of the... What are they called? What are these cards called? The picture cards. What are they actually called in a deck of cards? Do they have a name? Suit is that, isn't it? The diamonds, clubs. What is the diamonds, hearts, clubs, and spades? What's the? Oh, that's the little ruler I was looking for. That's the suit, isn't it? So these are just the picture. The royal cards. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know very much about cards. closest I get to poker is poker face. Although if you played with these cards, you'd definitely get a poke in your face, wouldn't you? And you shouldn't be poking the face anyway, so... I think I've committed to cutting the diamond out, so that's fine. We might put the diamond back in. That's right, isn't it? Diamond, yeah, to the diamond. Yeah, diamond. So in the UK, well, not in the UK, but like in parts of the UK, diamond is like a term of endearment for someone that's done something good, you know. Oh, you're a diamond, real diamond, you, aren't you? And I don't know why I say it like that, but I think it's because most of the people that say it are kind of southern. I don't know whether it's a Cockney rhyming slang. Don't ask me about Cockney rhyming slang. I'm not a Cockney. I know some of the rhyming slang, but only because it's like more of a an in joke than it is using it on a daily basis. You know, like butcher's hook. Give me a butcher's. A butcher's hook is a look. Let me have a butcher's. Let me have a butcher's hook. Like I say, don't know much about it. I only know what I know, which is probably the same for anything that you know. You only know what you know. I can't cut round that one. I might have to just come back in with a pair of scissors. I think you know when like you feel like have I committed to too much here. That's how I'm feeling. It's slightly out of my depth. Let's get me pair of scissors out. Right, I need to cut round that. Why is that not come out? Oh, it has. Oh, Dave, that's not going to be easy, is it? Can't do it from the back. Yeah. Oh, I think I've just cut his. Oh, yeah. I've kind of I've lopped a curl. I didn't lop it off. I just ripped it off. I've ripped one of the curls on his hair off, but never mind. I'm sure it'll look beautiful. Anyway, beautiful. There we go. At least I didn't cut a thumb off. Now he's worried. Well, is that a threat? So, I'm filming this today on Sunday the 15th, I believe. Yep, Sunday the 15th of March. Because I film in advance. Basically, I film in advance so I don't have a panic. Where you know, if I'm feeling poorly, I don't get in my head about being behind on filming. And I appreciate that means then sometimes when you comment, you know, my reaction to it. So when you say, oh, you should make a giant card or you should make a giant tag or something like that, is probably slightly delayed because I film so far in advance. But like I say, it just helps with my anxiety because sometimes I just don't feel like I'm able to film, so I kind of just have to prepare for that. And I know that though I need to release 3 videos a week, otherwise YouTube is very unforgiving of such things. If you drop the number that you normally release, it suddenly goes down for some reason. And I can't even remember why I was telling you that. So because I don't actually have a memory. Oh yeah, I like that. That's nice, actually. Oh, maybe we could mount that on something. Maybe we should put it on something so it's not card related, that you can see through. Maybe something, I don't know, floral or industrial, or you know, it's a bit of an altered playing card situation, isn't it? We can do whatever we like, really. So yeah. So anyway, I'm filming in advance. Oh, telling you the day. Okay, so the day is Sunday the 15th. In the UK, that is, I know it's different for other people, but it's Mothering Sunday here. And obviously I don't have my mum anymore. 2 years now. So I've had a bit of a chat with her, a bit of a cry. My sister and I have just exchanged text messages this morning, so the sister I'm closest to, and you know, both said that we're here for each other, and because it's difficult when you lose your mum and you don't have that, and also especially this time of year when the shops are filled with everything to do with Mother's Day, and your mum's not around anymore. But she's always in my heart, and she will, you know, forever be in my heart. So, so doing something that's, this is the reason why I wanted to do something that needed a little bit more concentration, maybe, because it just takes my mind off the rest of the situation. So, because as well, not all of you will know, because some of you are recent subscribers, but most of you will know, me and my mum were very close, not in distance, but definitely in love. You know, we loved each other very much. Oh look, isn't that nice when the plan comes together and it's basically exactly the same cut out, except for the bit where I've pulled his curl off. Somebody will go, why is that different to that? And I'll say, I don't know, I have no idea, it looked like that, honest. Yeah, I like that. So maybe, like I say, maybe that should be over and out, over the top. Oh, I've got a bit of paper here, I just thought I might try that. I think that might, oh, I don't know, is that okay, or is that too much? Is that too leafy? Should I leave it alone? I could have it so that I cut the leaf out. You see, getting a bit giddy now, and then that kind of sticks out over the front of the page, couldn't you? You could do the same with that one, although that would be sticking over his face. How about if we do? What am I doing? Turning it round is not going to make any difference because it's a mirror image. Yeah. Let's not go there. I could have. I could maybe cut that one out and have that growing over the top here, and this one out so that it comes up the side of his face here. Ow! I don't know what I've just done. I think I've just been holding the knife too much. I don't know what to do, or do I go for another piece of paper? Let's have a look. You know, I only picked up the first thing. So I need to say it's the right thing. It's the first thing. The thing is, I'm still in the middle, so I appreciate that you guys just wanted me to do a bit of a tour. I will do you a tour once I'm in a situation where I can do a tour. Some of the stuff that I'm trying to get sorted hasn't come to fruition because of time. So I don't want to just give you a tour of the new craft room without it looking right. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this because I can't find any other things. So I'm just going to just put a line there, and where's that going to come to there? I'll put a line there. So I need to cut out from here around this one, and then from here around this one, and that's what I'll do. This is a bit of wallpaper in case you're wondering what it is. Don't know why it's got a line through it. It just has. Right, where's them scissors there? What am I going to do? What can you not see? The bit that you can't see is where I'll like kind of just put my scissors in through. That's going to go. If that lines up with there, that kind of sits there. Let me just put a line down here to say where it comes to. Yeah, okay, so I will. Oh, I could go in from the bottom, couldn't I? You're not going to see this bit, so I'll just go in from here. And then from here I can cut it out. So, a bit of fussy cutting today. You know me and fussy cutting, it could go well, it could go wrong. This is also a bit limp, it's a bit flimsy. It's that kind of, what's it called? Not vellum, no. Not even, I don't think vellum or velour. No, velour, it's not, definitely not velour. Vinyl, that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of vinyl. You know, that kind of wipe clean type wallpaper. It's just a wallpaper sample. I just, you know what it's like when you go to a place where they have wallpaper samples. They are probably the worst scissors in the world. I think that's because they're not meeting anymore. There's a bit of a gap down the middle. Well, you probably can't see that, but there's a bit of a gap. So, not them. Let's use these. I know these work, so except for they've got something stuck to them. And they should. And also I get a longer stroke from the scissors. I'm not going to cut these perfectly out, but we'll just have a play. What I might do is just talk to myself for a little while, and do this, speed it up and come back to you if that seems appropriate, because you've all seen me fussy cut before and nobody wants to see me butcher this, I'm sure. Also puts the pressure on to get it right if you're watching. If I cut a leaf off, you'll never know. If I speed it up anyway, because it'll go too quick. It'll be a blur. So yeah, so I'm going to cut this out and then I will come back to you. So I'll speed it up.
A page of garden green spread out before my eyes. Little printed ivy where the quiet beauty lies. Scissors dancing gently while the big band starts to play. Snipping tiny leaves and letting worries drift away. Slow around the edges, take your time with every line. Snip, snip, swing, cut a little leafy thing. Every tiny branch becomes a paper bit of spring. Clip and turn the scissors, let the rhythm softly play. Leaf by leaf, I'm trimming all my cares away. Snip, snip, swing, little leaves of spring.
Right, finished cutting out. I'll be honest, completely lost the plot on this bit. I just started cutting straight on. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll put a word over there and it'll cover up my mistake. But I do like the way that it kind of leaps out from behind. It will need something behind, so I'm definitely going to glue this to the back. But I think, other than that, let's put that in the background, because then it'll just cover up the gaps as well, so you'll be able to see really what you're going to be able to see. But yeah, I like the three-dimensional nature of it. You can see a little bit of the background of that other card behind there. But right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to stick this to this card, except for obviously these pieces. Don't stick those down, Dave. And then I'll cut out what we don't need and cut off all the rest, and then we can go from there. So how am I going to do that? I should maybe try and flip it all over with everything in place without it all going pear-shaped. Let's do that bit first, Dave. Let's put that all down so it all lies down nicely. All the things into place. I did try to keep the negative bits in the right place, but you know, some of them I had to cut off because they were just in the way. But they should all kind of line up. There are bits down here where I just completely, like I said, lost the plot, cut them out, don't know what I was doing. So I'll glue everything down that isn't one of the leaves or flowers or whatever. Oh, what we need to do is lay a card on. Lay a card on me now. Save it till the morning after. No. You're not Duran Duran, Dave. I know it's very surprising. It's very surprising that I'm not Duran Duran. But there we go. That's the situation. So let's just do this bit round here, and then it'll kind of tell me where I'm gluing to. Obviously, you'll skip that flower there and there. Right, and then I know not to glue beyond that one. I mean, it would just be wasting glue if I just glue beyond there, won't it? So, at least we're gluing something down that is designed to be glued down. It's wallpaper. It's designed to be stuck to a page. Well, not to a page. Stuck to something. Stuck to a substrate. It's not designed to be stuck to a page, obviously, because most people don't tend to glue wallpaper to. Oh, that bit actually does need to be stuck down. That's true. That bit there. It's only the bits that kind of sit over a page, over the rest of it. I think that's right. Anyway, well. Yeah. So it's meant to be stuck to a wall, but at least it's meant to be stuck down. Other than, unlike everything else I tend to use in my crafts, that's just repurposed. So I could use the Xyron, but I couldn't in some ways because I wouldn't be able to blank off the bits that I didn't want to glue down unless they were completely separate. And they're not, because they're part of it, which is the whole point of it. And if I'm not making any sense, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised in the least. Right, let's get that out of the way because that will just cause a big lump in the background. And let's lie this down so that it doesn't stick to itself. Like that. And then put some more in this space here. I know I'm taking my time here, and it's the glue. Whilst I'm taking my time, the glue is drying. I have a finite time, not an infinite time. Infinite. Nobody says infinite, but except for I just did. Okay, so we'll stick that down like that. Flip it over and then just make sure that all of those pieces that I wanted loose are still loose. That is, and then I think it's just that piece that sticks out. That's it there. Those two pieces are loose. Those can be glued down because I accidentally cut them out and I didn't need to. That can all stay down except for that. They can all just be stuck down. They can all be lifted up. Right, yeah, okay. So let's stick this on first and then I can decide what bits need to be cut off around the edge. So this can go in there. Sorry for covering your face, fella. Tickling you with a fern. I'm a firm believer in it. No, forget it now. I know it's firm. Don't worry. Don't come at me with people. The amount of people that correct me and say, "I think you'll find it's actually pronounced like this," or "I think I know I'm playing on words." That's what I'm doing. So, you either get me or you don't. Right. Just be careful when you flip that up, Dave, because you don't want to cut it. You're just using that. That's probably the best thing to flip it up with. Use something that's more blunt. There we go. That'll do. And then that is going to go on there. So maybe should we do I want to stick some? I don't want to stick it down until I know that if I want to stick. Do I want something that's going to go on the top that's going to stick underneath? So you've got that bit of back and forth between the two. Do you know what I mean? The play of, we've got something from the background merging forward, and then we've got something from the foreground merging backwards. Does that make sense? Sorry, let's flip that up because that's gone behind again. I don't know whether I actually got it out in the first place, but don't rip it, Dave. If you get what I mean, if you catch my drift, yeah, because we've got something that we've got 3 areas where it's coming from behind, and so do with some to integrate it, something that goes behind. So maybe something florally. Maybe something in this, because we know we like these because they blend in. So like maybe something that goes from the front here to the back. Maybe something like that. That's not really very punchy though. That doesn't really stand out, but that kind of thing is what I'm thinking. I can't use a flaming. It's not flaming. I can't use a tulip again, can I? I use them in everything. How about something like that? So we could have that if we cut it. So that, yeah, if I cut down, kind of not completely fussy cut it. No, they're the ones that don't work. These are the ones that do. If we kind of cut, where am I cutting? So I want that one to go behind, so we're going to need to separate that off in some way. So we do like that, and then that can go, that's stuck down, that can go like that, and you should still be able to see that leaf, whilst, because it's slightly translucent, so you should be able to see that leaf in the back, in the background. I don't know what I'm talking about, don't ask me. The thing is, if I put that up there, it just seems like it's floating. So it could do with something that isn't a flower. Maybe we should have a word emerging from that. No, that's the same thing. That's emerging from the back. So a word disappearing. Dave, get the words right. Or we have something else something else that kind of comes from the back. I quite like the idea of them there, and I know that's not doing what we were trying to do, which is something coming from the front to the back, but we've got something interesting that, you know, like having a toadstool up there doesn't look ridiculous, because they kind of grow wherever they want to grow. No, I prefer the little one. So if we have that there, growing out of there, that's good. And we have something coming, I could do with something coming in from the side that kind of disappears behind the back. And what that is, I have no idea at the moment, because I don't, or maybe not one of them, maybe something that is fussy cut. Right, let's get these over. So we've got a few things that are quite lengthy. Oh look, there's a little washi sticker. Let's put that over there. No, not that. It's also a bit shiny, isn't it? In this context, definitely you don't want it to be shiny. What's in here? What we got? Is there anything that's kind of, I'd like something that's kind of maybe viney, or something that I can have that feels legitimate if it came in from the side and disappeared behind. We have that kind of like that. Something like that, but I don't think that's the strongest contender. So, I know I invest far too much time in all of this stuff, but what have we got here? Right, so that looks, kind of feels a bit more like it might stand out better. Although it's going to need a lot of fussy cutting that. No, maybe not that. I am not here for that amount of fussy cutting. I'd like something that's kind of almost done itself. Not long enough. You know, I'm not shying away from. I am shying away from fussy cutting. I can't lie to you. Sorry. Well, you're not sorry that I can't lie to you. I think you should be happy about that. Look, I found loads of washi stickers. I don't know why they're in here, but they're in here. So let's take them out because they're not supposed to be. What have we got? This is a Tim Holtz thing, isn't it? So maybe we could have just that. That doesn't have a growth point, does it? It's kind of meant to be like a posy type thing. The thing is, if I put that in there, we can't have the fungi unless we have the fungi on top, and they come in this way. Is that still giving me what I want it to give me? Maybe if we have that going that way instead. Right. Sorry, it's just going to be really awkward and just place things and see how I say awkward. I'm not really being awkward, I'm being me. I'm doing my thing. Maybe that belongs somewhere else. Oh, maybe that belongs there. And then that could be there. And that's doing a similar sort of job at the bottom here. Do I want a washi sticker? Or do I want something else? By something else, it could mean anything, doesn't it? Something else is a very vague statement. What is that? That looks like something we shouldn't be talking about. Not that I would know, because I'm really innocent, obviously. Oh, let's have a look at this. What about this? Maybe that. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I should have. Right, go in there. Please go in there, thank you. If we have that there. Oh, I quite like that, you know. I know we're covering up that other thing, although we could have that growing over the top of this. And to tie the whole thing together. I really like that. I think that's what we're going to do. Am I happy with that? Don't know. Let's just see if there's an alternative. Because, you know, it's just a Tim Holtz thing that just seemed to fit when I pulled it out. But it might not be the best thing for it. Sorry if I've suddenly got louder. It's because I'm looking down and so therefore speaking directly at the microphone rather than just the microphone being a passive thing. Oh, you see, look, like that. That feels like if I had this coming up from the side here, that feels like the kind of thing I was thinking about. So that could just disappear behind there, just to tie it all together. Let's get that under there. There we go. Like that. What do you think of that? I quite like that, you know. Again, we can ground this by having a word here, and we can cover that up with something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm happy with that. We'll move that. We'll use that again some other time. I need to clearly need to go through all of this because there must be some washi stickers in there as well. But you know when you start tidying up in one of the scenarios, you tidy up, and then you know what? I'm just going to take a picture of that because then I will know what my composition was. And I can come back to it. You start tidying up and you organise things in one way, and then you tidy up a different time and you organise it in a different way, and then that's why you end up with multiple things in different places. So we're just going to pull these out from here, because then I can glue this down. Oh no, let's take that off. Let's cut out what we don't need. Cut off all of the excess first, because that kind of makes sense to do it now rather than when you've glued everything together. I don't want to cut any of the card off, so I'm just tilting my scissors to underneath the, because you're not going to see this edge anyway, so I'm kind of cutting under the edge of the card, if you know what I mean. And that way then I'm less likely to cut some of the card off, just making sure I'm not cutting any of the... Oh, that leaf is hardly attached, but it's still attached. And anyway, it doesn't have to be attached. We know where it goes, so we could always just reattach it. So I'll just do that all the way around. And then if I flip it over, yeah, you see I've just cut it just inside the line around most of the edges. Right, so let's move that out of the way. Let's get on, this is the wrong way around now. Get that in, back in. That needs to come in this way. It's going to be difficult now, isn't it? That comes in at the bottom here. I know where these go because these are attached and they can't really be any other way than the way we planned it. That comes in through there. Is that right? What? What? Or is that the wrong way round? I don't understand. I don't understand what I've done. What have I done? How is that different to the way it was before? If I put that the wrong way round? Is it the wrong way up? What's the... Oh, I think the card's the wrong way up. No, the card can't be the wrong way up. It is the wrong way up on the back, but it doesn't matter about the back. Oh no, that comes in through there. Right, that comes in through there and it goes to there. That's right. No, that's right. Right, where's this one then? Oh, I've cut the wrong side off. I've cut the wrong side off. What a pain, Dave. All right, okay, so we will find a way around. This is where the pencil line was. I should have stuck it the other way around, and I didn't. And I wondered why that didn't line up. Okay, so let me see, what can I do? So this is going to come in through here, which we can still do. You know, we all make mistakes, and I will always leave my mistakes in because, you know, I'm not perfect, neither are you. And together we can be imperfect. So that's going to go up that way. Right, this one that you're not going to see otherwise, I'm going to take off, and I will have that coming in through there instead, because that doesn't look out of place. And then that, well, that you're not going to see any of that because you don't. So I'll just glue that bit down, and we will stick that. That was the corner we'd said, you know, we were having when we changed it. We didn't really see much of it anyway because of that. But no, that's fine. That's fine. It still works. It still works fine, Dave. Don't have a panic about it. Right, what you're going to stick down first. Right, you're going to leave that where it is, and then you're going to... No, you're not. You're going to take that off, and then we're going to stick this to that. But we're not going to stick it around the holes because we want some of it exposed so that we can still tuck things in. We'll just stick all around the edge, and then we can put a bit of glue underneath the rest of it. I'm going to have a bit through here, around the middle, through there. So you know what? I am a real big believer of this, and I'm not just saying it. I think you should know by now, because if anybody that's watched me for any length of time will know I always leave my mistakes in. I think it's really good to own up to your mistakes. I think it shows personal growth when you are accountable for mistakes that you make. And you know, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. We are only human. There's another song in that, isn't there? I'm only human. So from, I think, was it Human? Was it Human League that sang Human? I believe it was. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then we'll pop that in there. I should have left space there. I think I have. Yeah. Okay. So we'll glue that down. I'll just put some glue on the back of this. So, well, you know, like I say, it's much better to admit to your mistakes. It's also accepting your personal limitations. And now I've stuck that on there. Would any of you guys know that wasn't planned? No. Would any of the people that you know that wasn't planned? No. So we're going to have that goes under there. Let's just have a quick look at that picture. This is the good thing about taking a composition shot, because you can go back to it and say, okay, that's how I had it. So like that. That's how I had it. So we're going to have this going through there, that way, aren't we? Yeah, so it's going to go up the back there, and it's going to come off the page here. That's fine. We'll put that in then. Do I want to ink it and make it, or do I want to cut it any more than it is? Is it that way up? Oh no. Or is it supposed to be that way? I can't tell. Which way up would it grow? That looks like the stalk is narrower up there. So like that should be the top. Maybe it's one of those where the flowers hang down. Oh yeah, it is one of them that flowers hang down. Do I like it that way? No, not as much. Do I like it that way? I do. Can you tell that it's supposed to be the other way up? No. No, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to cut it out any further. So, do I have anything else layered on there? No, I don't. So I can glue that down happily. I was contemplating, do I ink the edges, but we haven't inked anything else, so it might be one of those ones where we don't have anything else inked on it. I know it's not like me not to ink it. Some of you will be panicking, thinking, "What? Somebody's stolen our Dave." But no, you're all right. I'm still here. It is definitely me. It's not a cry for help either. So it's just one of those things. So that can go down there. That can go that way, and we're going to have that like that. So it slightly comes over here, but it also goes in and under. I'll stick the leaf down when I know that I'm absolutely happy with that. So what else did we have on the composition? We've got this bit down here. Isn't it ginkgo? You know, the ginkgo leaves. They're no longer part of our look, but this is. So that's going to go under there. Yeah. So we'll glue this down as well. Only needs to be enough to hold it down for the time being, and I can always go in and just any bits that flip back up again, I can flip them back down again. So that bit's got to go under there, so just go under there for me. Go in there nicely. Okay, so we're going to have that in there, and we're going to have it sort of about there. Oh, like that. There we go. Oh, nice, Dave. That's turned out nice. Right, it's turned out nice again. Yes, I like that. Okay, so what am I going to do with this? Right, I'm going to have a word on it, aren't I? And we could do with. We're not going to be able to ink it properly because it does have a bit of a coating on it. We can cut the excess off here so you can't see. So it doesn't look ridiculous. You know, where it just hangs off the edge. Okay. We're going to have that on there. What word are we going to use? Right. Let's see. Do we have? We've got these. Oh no. Let's have a look. Not that. That's got nothing in it. What's this got in it? Oh, not those. Is this the one with the bigger words in? Lost and found. You see, look, that sits nicely on there, doesn't it? Or right, okay. What? Let's have a look. What else we've got? We've got one. These are my own, aren't they? Yeah. An octopus. It's not an octopus though. I do have more of the mellifluous. No, it's not really mellifluous though. It's not a mellifluous situation. No, not those. Probably not those. Oh, here we go. These are what I was looking for. Let's have a look and see what we've got. So, collection, curiosity. I guess curiosity is very appropriate. We've got curiosity, and we could have that kind of sitting there. We can actually have that sitting there, and we're doing the same sort of thing as we've done previously, having it so that it sits above and below, although that's not going to work because you'd see that I've chopped a whole load off that I shouldn't have done. Although we could actually stick that under there, couldn't we? If we had thought about it first, Dave, we might have been able to do that. Let's put that in there. Right, might need a bit of surgery. Hang on. Just bear with me while I do a bit of surgery. How's that coming to there? Just snip it. Get that tucked under there. And then that comes out from there. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, that works as well. Cool. What did I just have? Curiosity, didn't I? Curiosity Killed the Cat, which was a band from the 80s. Like I'm not showing my age at all, am I? I don't know whether Curiosity Killed the Cat made it across the pond. So if you're not familiar, it's not. No comment. Curiosity Killed the Cat were a band in the UK. I don't know what I can't remember what they sang. Somebody will probably know and tell me, but do we have it? So if we do that, it looks like Oriosity. You've got to be able to see that it still says the word curiosity. I quite like that. Okay. What else can we have? Genuine curiosity. Salvaged. What we're going to have? Are we going to have this? We're going to have something for this to. Oh no! Let's have a phrase. Not all who wander are lost. And then if we're going to have that, we're going to have something over here, I believe. Always take the scenic route. That feels like it ties in with that. But I don't know whether it's there's too much, you know what I mean? Too much going on. Or should I have a different style of quote? Because there's the ones that have got like these, that have got a longer quote on them. The world needs who you were made to be. Maybe that is the way to go. So certainly for this, the front of this anyway, we've got the back to do. Let's put them back in there because I think that's what we've decided we're doing. I say when I say we, I mean me. You're just here. You're just observing. And we could do with maybe just trying to I'd like to try and get this some colour on here. Like I say, it's probably not going to stay unless I spray. Stay and spray. Stay, spray and walk away. Let's see. Can I get anything out of here? It definitely needs something, I think. Right, that's not working for me. Where's my little... His sponge. Where's his sponge gone? Sponge. Oh, let's put them away, Dave. Right, give me a minute, and I'm just going to have a quick tidy up, and then I'll try and find my sponge as well. So give me a minute. So I found my sponge. Not sure though that I'm going to use that, because I've just thought maybe I should use some archival, and that might be the thing that I need to keep it on there. And I just want to kind of just take the weightness away from the playing card. You know, a bit more like it's been thumbed and used, which sounds vile, but you know what I mean. Well, hopefully you know what I mean. I might need just a bit of a rub in, which is probably not the best thing to do. I don't know what meetings I've got tomorrow, but most of the people that have ever met me will know it's alright. Dave's a crafter, so his hands are always stained from that. It's not like he's just dug his way here. I like the fact that it's picking up the gluey marks as well, so just adds to the oldiness of it. So I mean, this is just frayed burlap colour. Again, just anything just to take the newness off the card, which I probably should have done before, but we've all seen today that, you know, sometimes we make mistakes, other times we don't. But don't be afraid of your mistakes, because your mistakes give you just give you a course correction, really, and you find a different way, a better way sometimes. And it's good for you just to do something that takes you out of your comfort zone a little. Like I say, and just it's a course correction. That's how you should see it. You will never appreciate what's the beauty of what's around you if you just take the same route every time. So, and that's a metaphor for everything in life, really. Change your route, see new things. Yeah, there we go, that's better. It just gives it a little bit more wear feel to it, and with it being archival, it should stick to the plasticky stuff. Okay, so what we're going to have is... Oh, I haven't put my mushroom in, have I? I don't know whether I've got mushroom for that. No, Dave, shush. Where did I put that? Was that there? Yeah, it was there. Cool. So we're going to stick that down, aren't we? We're going to leave that bit up. We'll leave that frond up. Frond? Jane Fronder? Jane Fronder. Shush, Dave. We'll leave Jane like that then. He thinks he's funny, but nobody else does. Oh no, Dave, he said don't glue Jane, but like still glued her. So just don't glue her down. That's the thing you have to do now. So glue it all. Don't glue Jane. Curiosity. Remember, we're going to have that so that we don't cover the O up. So we're going to have that coming down to here. That's going to sit across there. You can still see that says curiosity that way, so we'll just flip that over. Are we going to have it that thick? No. Let's make it thinner. Okay, so now we're going to glue it down. And then we should have... It might be easier to put that frond on, Jane Fronder. is still pursuing the fun in Fronder. It's not going away. You can ignore me all you like, but it's not. It's still happening. Right, do that. I've just given it a bit of the same colour as the background that it's going to stick onto, and then. Oh, the only problem is you've done all that. Can you now get that to go down there without it sticking to everything, because it's sticky. Could do with sticking it to something that isn't sticky, like a piece of paper. So if I do that and then peel it off a few times, and it should pull up enough fibres to stop it being quite so sticky, although it's not. No, it is. It's working. It's just not as effective as I thought. Right, how am I going to get that in there? What am I going to do? Dave, think. On your feet. Right, on your feet. Sunshine, on your feet. Right, pull that up there, like that. You didn't think this through. You should have stuck it down, shouldn't you, Dave? Right. Where are we having it? So we're having it like that, aren't we? So let's stick that bit down, and then let's cut some of this off so there's not so much to shove down the back, like that. Get off me. And then find something. Oh, let's use a pokey tool. A pokey tool. I mean, what are these called? A scory maker. What are they called? Bone folder. That's that's the word, Dave. Well done. Thanks for coming. Let's see if we can get that to go in there now. You need something to hold it up with. Right, do that. Then put that in there. Persistence, Dave. This is all you need. A bit of persistence. Oh, look, there you go. See, a bit of persistence, and we got there. That just needs to go into there. That round there. That in there. Cool. Excellent. Right, that worked. So now we can stick these edges down. I don't think that needs to be stuck down. That does. There's a bit there that's come up. So we've got curiosity. The world needs who you were made to be. We're going to have that kind of here. Again, not as thick. It helps to make these stand out because the background is kind of a more milky colour. And not all who wander are lost. See, that's what I mean by, having a wander. Make some mistakes. I'm not saying, go and make some mistakes deliberately, but don't be afraid of the mistakes you make, because just because you're wandering doesn't mean that you're lost. I'll do that, and then I think the other side should be quite simple. So maybe a bit of, this is just some giant book, not book page, what's it called? Giant rabbits, I don't know. Giant something. It's a giant something. What they're called. What is it called? I don't know, I'm just being an idiot now, I think. I say now, this is no different to normal. I'm an idiot every time, every day. What's it called? Dictionary. Dave, get a grip. That's not working, is it? Maybe if I just do this. And then if I do this and then kind of smoosh it out with something. Or just wipe enough of this on it so that you can't see the lines. Could do with something before it dries, Dave. I'll tell you what, don't have anything. Let's use my sleeve. Oh yeah, there you go. That's what we needed. Just enough to kind of rub it in, so we didn't leave those lines. And that's a bit of glue, so I'm not worried about that. It's all right. This is not my best. This is actually my crafting attire. Let's rub that bit out. My crafting attire. It's just the stuff I wear. I just get stuff down, and I don't care. You shouldn't go ruining something new every time you start crafting. Where I've learnt my lesson after all of these videos, not to wear my nice stuff on camera, because you just end up getting in the right mess. Don't worry, it will be washed. Right, yeah, so this is going to go on here. What do we want? Do we want that side, or should we go this side? Let's go this side because it's got a bit more interest on this side. So if we maybe tear that bit around, let's tear that bit around there. Like that. I'll have that on there. Maybe set a bit further down so you can see some of that 5, like that. We'll cut the rest off, but we'll ink the edge of this side. Yeah, we'll do that. That's a bit dark. Maybe a walnut stain. I know it's still quite dark, but it's a warmer tone. It's got, I want to say, when I say it's a warmer tone, it's just a bit more orangey. I think, anyway. Feels warmer. It's a warm brown rather than a cold brown. If that makes any sense. I sat here talking to you like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. So don't believe me. If I give you the impression that I know what I'm talking about, I don't. I can do a few impressions. Doesn't mean to say I am those people. So let's do that. Where's the lid? There. Got very confused by that. Doesn't take much to confuse me though, to be fair. So if I do that, and we could have something equally big on here. Let's do a bit of an idea about composition. Maybe we could have a family. They don't feel like they're going to be big enough, and I think I've used all of my bigs. Big people. Right, I'm going to print my kit. My thingy kit. What's it called? My Kindred and my hoi polloi. I'm going to print that on some A3 paper, which I appreciate not everybody is in the UK, so a standard letter, a standard UK page is about that size, but like that's an A3. So I'm going to print them on that, and that means that my giant people will be giants. The land of the giants. So, do we have something else that I could have on here? Oh, I like the idea of that. Okay, so maybe them. That kind of feels like it goes well there. We could also do a bit of that we did on the front. Although I don't know whether it works quite so well here. Let's do it the other way around, maybe, Dave? No, I like it that way. Yeah, so we'll do that. Maybe have the family behind. And we could have... what else we got here? this, do you think? No, too much. I think that's too much. That's too, yeah, too much. Too much. Do we want that instead of that? No, we definitely want that. You have to have a play. No, don't. You have to have a play. What's that? No, not that. Right, so what else do we want then? Anything else on there? That's in the wrong corner though, isn't it? Yeah. What's that? Although that's in the right corner, but is that does that feel like it belongs there? I quite like it, but I don't know. No, I don't know that I like it any more than what I already had, so I'll have to say that one's in the wrong corner. And in the blue corner! Sorry. So if we have that on there, right, let's stick this down then. Let's stick this on here. I think they might have that family on as well. I'm going to just glue this down. Let's follow this edge. That's the edge I want glued down mostly. And then we'll just put the glue all around on there. Try not to rip the page, Dave. Stick that on there so we can see the 5. Put that down. Put this on here. Again, do we want to see the 5 or do we want, we're not worried? No, we're not worried about that 5 in the corner. Unless I cut that leaf off. I could cut that leaf off actually, so cut that down. And then you see a bit of the 5. Yeah, that's fine. We'll have that. Like that. We can have them on there. And we can have them a little behind. They're not talking about mine, clearly. A little behind. Like that. And we can have another thing here, I think. And maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple of flowers in the background. Is that too much? How much is too much? I quite like that though, like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Right, okay, so, yeah, take those away. Stick everything down except for that leaf. Guess I could have inked the edge of this one because I've inked the edge of the paper, but I didn't, I haven't, and it will be all right on the night. Don't ink that leaf, Dave. Ink. What are we talking about inking, Dave? This is glue. Welcome, Dave, to the world of glue. So put that on there. Stick that all down. We've left that leaf as it was. There's a reason why that's slightly faded is because this box used to live in my window. And so it's got faded by the sun. So I've left that leaf unglued so that they can go sort of behind it a little. Oh, that sits nicely like that. Yeah, we like that. And we'll glue them down. Except for the top. I'll try and leave the top bit unglued because that is going to sit behind that other flower. They're going to go like that. Cool. And then this is going to come out to the top. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be that way around, isn't it? That could go there. Yeah, we'll do that. That could go in there like that, and then we'll glue them on top of that. So just do the heads now. So, and the rest of the body that didn't get any glue. Stick that. I'll down. Oh yes, I like that. And we can stick that gleef down. Gleef? The gleef? Oh, good gleef, Dave. The good grief. No, the gleef, Dave. Shut up. Shut up, Dave. Right, okay, so stick your heads down. Get your heads down, fellas and ladies and gents. Ladies and gentlemen, I realise this is now a topsy-turvy card because we've got this one way up and the other way up, but many a happy accident. Oh no, it's not a topsy-turvy card, Dave. You're doing a grand job here. Getting something right, Dave. You just assumed that you were going to get it all wrong, didn't you? Of course, that's the good thing about one of these cards is you can have them the other way, wrong way up, and they still look right, don't they? So that's the whole point of cards. Is like you can't tell which way up it is. I'm not happy with the edge of there, so I'll just smooth that off. Yeah, that's better. Oh, much nicer. There we go. Much nicer. That's the edge that we wanted, Dave. That's the edge you were aiming for. Oh, let's get me little vacuum out. Right. And do we what? Sorry, I've got really itchy ear now. Somebody's talking about me. Is that you? Are you talking about me? So, it better be nice things. See possibilities everywhere. Where should we have it? If we're going to have it today, it's full of possibilities. Blimey, everything's possible today. Live in the moment. No, we'll have one, and then maybe a number. Let's have a number on there. See possibilities everywhere. We'll leave that like that, and we could do with a big number. We'll end on a big number. No, not that kind of number. I have no idea. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I've got frames and borders here. What's that going to be all about? If we stick one of these on, what's going to happen there? Well, that's not a number, Dave. Lots of frames. You've been framed. Frames and numbers. No, none of them. Nothing kind of popped out and went, Dave, do it, Dave. I could do that though, couldn't I? I could do that. I quite like that actually. I want. Right, I could do with something here. And I was going to say, I said a number. Oh, Dave, don't spill that. You drink. Too late. Happened. I could have a number 9, couldn't I? That's it. That's what we're going to do. So we will do something with the number 9. No, let's do something with this, Dave. Let's get a grip, Dave. Right, let's just give this a bit of a less die cut edge. It's the ones that are pre-cut. I think it's come from AliExpress or something like that. I don't want to cut the frame. The frame would be straight around the edge, but I just want it to feel a little bit more organic rather than a very straight edge. Cut off that kind of drop shadow that they've got on here. And also those corners wouldn't be perfectly square. Didn't cut that off very long, did I, Dave? There we go. Just round that corner. There we go. That feels better. Yeah, we're going to go with that on there. Let's glue that down because we know that's happening. I'll put that you don't want your head to stick down, do you? You keep flipping your head up. And then we'll get this, which is a wooden number. And it's stuck to it is, it's already pre-stuck, so we will just ink it with something, I guess. Just a bit of... No, that's not enough. Right, okay, so let's just go in with some... Just going to go over it with some... ink in red. We've got the red. We've got some purple. Just to give it a bit of texture, really. It's not going for anything specific. I've got a bit of green going on here, so. Gives it a bit of texture. I feel like the colours are kind of similar to what we've already used as well, so how do we feel about that? Does it need to be, maybe it needs a darker edge. That's probably what it needs. Okay, so what should we use? Let's use the dark now. Give it a darker edge, and that'll just help it kind of stand off the page a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like the bleed in of that edge as well. From a jack to a king. That's also been playing in my head as well. I don't know. Did I sing that out loud earlier? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know who sang it. Somebody will know. Somebody in the comments will jump in and tell me. From a jack to a king. But I can hear the tune. I don't really know the song. It's a bit older for me. Definitely supposed to be a 9. It's definitely a 9. And we'll put that there, I think. And then we'll stick that on there. That way round. 9. Yeah, no, that way. Definitely that way round. So let's stick this down because it's already glued. So I might as well use the, well, glued, I mean sticky. And we'll put that. So it sort of just sits over the frame as well. Take the back off this, and then glue this down. And maybe we'll give this an inky edge as well to help this kind of stand off the page. Yep, that's better. Glue on the back. Just like that. Should we try it with straight though? Maybe, Dave. Go on, go for it. Just give it a go. See if you like it. Doing something, make it straight. There we go. So that's that side, and then that's the other side. I really like that. Cool. I like the fact that it's not even the same kind of thing either side. It is just being itself, just like I am. So there we go. So we've made a card, made a giant card. Not, I appreciate it's not a thing. What's the word? It's not a tag, but we will make a giant tag at some point. Just not today. Because I've got an idea for this on Wednesday, and hopefully it'll come to fruition. It's only an idea. It's not. I'm not going to make one. We're just going to go wing it and go with an idea, and see what transpires. So there we go. yeah, so I'm happy with that, and I hope you are too. And you know how to tell me how happy you are by giving it a thumbs up, and if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's entirely up to you. I will let you choose, but whichever way, interact with it, because I'm really grateful of the interaction. Alright then folks, I'm going to love you and leave you. My name is Dasher Dave, and I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care folks, lots of love from me. Lots of hugs, and I'll see you soon. Bye, bye.